Hey there students, in this demo we are going to show you how to apply advanced spreadsheet formulas to better analyze your data. So you've probably already learned how to do things like equals sum or maybe equals average to average something or add a whole row of spreadsheet data together. So now we're going to go to the next level and we're going to really use some really cool spreadsheet formulas to get at the heart of our data. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is my favorite spreadsheet formula, which is an if statement. So basically what an if statement does is it takes a spreadsheet cell and it checks it to see if something is true. If it is true, then it has you do something. If it's not true, it has you do something else. So let me walk you through the basics of it. So let's say, for example, right here in cell A1 we have the word force. I could write a formula that would check to see if, in fact, the word force was in cell A1. If it was true, if A1 is force, I can have the spreadsheet formula do something, and if it's false, I can have it do something else. So this is how you do it. I'm going to always start my formula with the equal sign, then I'm going to put the word if. And because it's a formula, I need to put a open parentheses to start the formula. So now I have my formula started. So now what I want to do is I want to say, all right, if cell A1, whatever's in there, so I'm just going to click on this cell, so it brings it up, is equal to, and I'm going to say the word force. And whenever you use words in formulas, you have to put quotation marks around them. Otherwise, the spreadsheet thinks it's a number, which of course it isn't. So I'm going to say if cell 1 is equal to the word force, I then put a comma, and I'm going to tell the spreadsheet what I want you to do if this is true. So I'm going to type the word true. And again, if I want it to be the word true, I have to put it in quotes. And then I'm going to say, if it's not true, if cell A1 isn't equal to the word force, let's say false. So then I end my parentheses to close up the formula. So now I have my formula typed in here. I'm going to hit enter to make it apply. And you will see that this cell here turns into true because, of course, cell A1 is in fact equal to the word force. So I could have this instead of, say, true, be the number 5. I could move this formula over, and now it's checking for cell B1, is it equal to the word force? Of course it is not, it says motion, so instead of putting a 5, it's putting the word false. So that is how you use an if statement. The basic premise is if something is true, do this, otherwise do this. So you see here, if this is true, do this, otherwise do this. And you see that the syntax, or the way the formula is written, is you separate your things with commas, you make sure you put parentheses around your formula, and if you're using words, you need to put them into quotations. Okay, so moving on to another one of my favorite advanced Excel formulas is a formula called COUNTIF. So I'm going to click over here in this cell, and as always, I'm going to type equal sign to start my formula. I'm going to type in the word COUNTIF and the open parentheses like every formula has. So COUNTIF is going to take two conditions. You're going to have to put in a range of cells and then what you want it to count for. So I have this big row of numbers. I'm going to highlight all of the numbers, and you'll see in my formula it says COUNTIF I1 through I17. So it's checking and counting all of these cells. I'm going to put a comma, and I'm going to put a condition I want it to count for. So I'm going to put the number 3. And I'm going to close my parentheses. And I'm going to hit enter. And now this is going to count, and it's going to check this whole row to see how many times the number 3 appears. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here. So you see the number is 7. If I change my formula from 3 to, let's say, 5, it will now count the number of 5s. Pretty cool, huh? There's a lot more you can do with these formulas, so this is just the basics. So when you're analyzing your data, you can in fact do all sorts of awesome stuff, looking for how many times this number appears, or checking to see if something is true or not, and it lets you analyze your data in a lot more useful fashion. I use both of these formulas all the time when I'm creating spreadsheets and analyzing data. So good luck with that. You're going to have to show your teacher that you understand this by demoing it to them when you're